Saki. Happy Saturday, Yes God family. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? I got a couple minutes. I got about 20 minutes before I have to jump on my quantum prayer circle call. And so I just want to talk for a brief moment this morning about how God is not Burger King, y'all. We don't just get to have it our way all the time. Yes, God. Okay, so I take it everybody can hear me. TikTok, can you hear me over there? Just want to confirm before I go in. Okay. Instagram can hear me. Happy Saturday. Yes, God. Okay, perfect. All right, y'all. So I want us to take a quick moment and just take a deep breath real quick, okay? Now, all of the amazing, wonderful things that have happened in our lives, right? Did we always plan them? Did we have a very specific way that we thought they should unfold, that we wanted them to unfold, and then they unfolded that way? No, right? That's not really how it works. What happens is typically something actually appears as a problem first. And then the succession of the problem then leads to the blessing. And so the reason why I think it's important to discuss this is because we tend to pray and ask God for things and be very attached to how they're supposed to come. Okay, for example, I like my Whoppers with cheese, no tomato, no pickle. Right? But ultimately what I'm looking for is to have a delicious meal that's satisfying to me. Right? So it could be a Whopper with cheese, no tomato, no pickle. It could be some sushi. It could be some pho. It could be some Indian food. It could be some Thai food. It could be a whole bunch of different things, right? Because the ultimate outcome that I'm looking for is to have a delicious, satisfying meal. All right. So what is very important for us to begin to be aware of is what is the actual outcome I'm looking for? Not the way that I think the outcome must happen. I'm going to say that again. It's a lot more important and pleasurable of an experience for us to be clear about what is the outcome that I want to experience versus the way in which I believe that it should come to me. Yes, God, Natasha. Yes, God. Thank you, girl. Okay. So when we can start removing ourselves from the how, from the actual order itself, and look at what it is that I want to experience overall, we are giving God a lot more wiggle room. Because when we start to get attached to the order itself, we start to miss all of the other options that are available for us. Thank you for liking this live. Yuri Eyes, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but thank you for liking the live. Okay, so being clear about, all right, this takes some mindfulness because sometimes we try to get attached to that Whopper, right? No, I really want a Whopper right now. All I want is a Whopper with a fruit punch on the side. That's all I want. That's it. That's all I want. Face card is OT. Thank you. Yes, exactly. Someone said on TikTok. Someone said freedom, more financial freedom and more time for passion. Yes, exactly. And so the way, the hack, right? The hack that we open ourselves up to our desires is to ask the question, how can I be of service? Okay. Instead of how can I get this thing? How can this thing come to me? Good morning. Happy Saturday. We ask, how am I being of service? How can I use what I have access to right now to be of service to another person? Because a lot of times it's very easy when we are in a position in life where we feel like we're stuck, or we feel like we don't have enough resources, we don't have enough money, we don't have the type of relationships we want, we don't. We get very tied to the thing or the order that we believe is going to bring us the fulfillment, versus asking ourselves the question, you know what? I don't have what I want right now. So you know what? Instead of focusing on myself, I'm going to ask myself, how can I give? It's very counterintuitive, right? Because society teaches us to be very selfish. I'm in service to my mom about 10 hours a day, dementia. Thank you for that service. Thank you for that service. And thank you for liking this live. Hold on, let me close this door because they're in there doing, being of service, making breakfast, making all the things, making smoothies. Give me one moment, y'all. Let me close the door. So not only just asking ourselves how we can be of service, but asking the situations in our lives, how are they being of service to us? Instead of getting frustrated because we don't see the things in front of us that we think we desire and we think we want, or we think we should have, or we think a person should be behaving at any particular point in time, why not start asking, how is this of service to me? How could this possibly serve me? Is it teaching me patience? Is it teaching me flexibility? Is it teaching me resilience? Is it teaching me to detach? Okay? Because being able to detach is freedom. And also someone just made the comment, bless you too. Someone just made the comment about wanting financial freedom. Why? Why do you want financial freedom? What is the outcome that financial freedom is going to get? We have to start asking why. What is the actual ultimate outcome that we want? And I'm gonna go ahead and give you the Cliff Notes. It's because you want to feel a certain way. You want to feel secure. You want to feel safe. You want to feel accomplished. You want to feel at peace. You want to feel fulfilled. Let me give you the cheat sheet. You don't need that circumstance to feel that. You have access to feel that right now. I'm playing with a nudge right now. An answer to posing the question, how can I serve? And it's a fresh nudge in a fresh way. Yes! Happened 20 minutes ago and it's forming effortlessly. Yes, God. Before looking after my mom, was in service to families, child protection, learned skills, and advocacy. Yes. So when we can begin to view life through the lens of service instead of taking life personally. I am here to be of service, and situations and circumstances and people are here to be of service to me. It's not always going to be daisies and roses. It's not always going to feel great. It's not always going to feel comfortable. Sometimes it's going to feel very painful. Sometimes it's going to feel very traumatic. Sometimes it's going to break me completely down. But even in the midst of all of that, how is this being of service to me? Maybe this is teaching me that I need to make a different decision. Maybe this is teaching me that the thing that I am holding on to so tightly and so dearly because I believe that it is attached to my abundance, maybe this is requiring me to understand that my supply is coming from God. My supply, my source of all of my abundance is coming from God. God can use many different channels. Maybe it's not this husband. Maybe it's another one. Maybe it's not this job. Maybe it's another one. Maybe it's not this business. Maybe it's another one. Maybe it's not this method. Maybe it's another one. Okay? So being open to the fact that everything is of service, even if it doesn't feel good. Okay? And also something that I talked about the other morning in my live was that we ask God for a lot of things, thinking that God is just going to hand us the thing. No, God does not just hand us things. God hands us nudges, intuitions, and ideas that lead to the thing. Okay? So as human beings in general, we have to be a lot more patient. We have to be a lot more willing to just be okay with the now moment. We have to be a lot more willing to just accept. Okay? And it's easier to be patient. It's easier to accept. It's easier to be okay right now when we can recognize that everything is here for service. Peace and stability. Yes, that's the outcome. Right. So when you get to the other side of all the circumstances that you think you want, again, it's usually because you want peace, stability, you want safety, right? You want a feeling of abundance. And so God has given us access to all of those feelings right now without the circumstance needing to happen. Through our imagination, through grace, we have been gifted the capability to sit still, to be still and know that everything that I have coming to me is already mine by divine right. I don't need to force. I don't need to push. I don't need to stress. I don't need to be anxious. As a matter of fact, the more that I'm doing all of those things, the more that I am energetically pushing those things away from me. The more that I am being still and knowing and learning how to recalibrate my identity and my nervous system for wholeness, worthiness, perfectness, enoughness right now in this now moment, regardless of if my life looks like a dumpster fire or not. Okay? Because identity precedes the circumstance. You have to become the person that is already peaceful, that is already whole, that is already complete, that is already okay no matter what, in order for the circumstances to begin to agree with that. You can't look for the circumstances to give you that. Okay? Yes, God! That's good. Thank you. And thank you for continuing to tap in that live. TikTok be showing the love, man. TikTok be showing the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. For anyone who's on my Instagram who wants to check out my TikTok, my channel over there is Everything is Perfect Life. I also go by Millionaire Meg, the Yes Godcast, which is my podcast. I also have a community where we practice this daily. We meet daily. We reinforce this daily. It's called the Quantum Prayer Circle. If you're interested in joining us, it's a $44 a month investment. We're getting ready to have our live daily call here at noon. We check in with our gratitude. Every day we wake up to a new prayer. Every week we wake up to a new self-concept rampage. There's tons of courses and resources and information in there, all designed to help you remember that you already have access to your divinity, which is already whole, complete, perfect, enough. Now, regardless of if he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing and taking care of those children, regardless of if that money is not coming through and they said they were going to give you the bonus and it didn't come, regardless of if they said they were going to give you the job and then you got the email saying they went with another candidate. Okay? Regardless of all of the circumstances, when you can stay grounded in those feelings that you're looking for the circumstances to bring you, I promise you the circumstances begin to organize themselves around your identity. They always have been. Okay? God is not here to be Burger King, have it your way. God is here for you to be still and know that, you know what, I'm going to have a delicious meal today. I don't care where it comes from. It doesn't matter. Maybe I want Burger King. Maybe I want some Thai. Maybe I want some Indian. Maybe I want a burger and fries from Shaler's. Rochester folks know what I'm talking about. Maybe I want to go to Wegmans and get a sub. Maybe I want a Philly cheesesteak. Like, it doesn't matter. The point is stop being so tied and holding on so tightly to how you believe things are supposed to play themselves out. You are limiting God by doing that, because our lives are a co-creation with God. You are manifesting whether you're aware of it or not, whether you want to or not, whether you believe in it or not. Yes, we are lucky in that respect. House and food and clothing. Yes. Yes. Yes, got blessed with a mom like you. Yeah, Mez got blessed with a mom like you. Yes, God. Mez got blessed with a mom like me. And I wasn't always a mom like this. I wasn't always a great mom. I wasn't. But through grace, through allowing myself to be open, through allowing myself to surrender and not having to have control over everything, and say, God, please show me how I can become a vessel of better service to my children, to my family, to my friends, to my community. Open me up and show me, God. Okay? This didn't happen through daisies and roses. This happened through pain and trauma and murder and death and betrayal and breakups and heartbreak, okay? All of those things were of service to me. This did not just happen just because I just thought positively. It's not just about thinking positively. It's about being willing to stay grounded in the identity and knowing, being still and knowing that I am whole, perfect, worthy, and enough. It's not about what I'm doing. It's not about how much money I'm making. It's not about how much I weigh. It's not about how good my concealer matches my skin tone, even though I'm on that. Okay, I'm trying to figure that out. All right. Hey, Queen. Yes, God. Critical responsibility. Yes. Radical responsibility and accountability. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Taking the circumstances in my life that I was a victim to and saying, you know what? Those things weren't necessarily my fault, but they are definitely my responsibility to transmute and alchemize because they are always of service to me. Everything that is happening to me, everything that has happened to me, everything that will happen to me is of service to me. And it is my intention to be of service to any situation, any person, any room that I am in. You always cheer me up. Yes, God. Yes, God. By grace go I. Yes. I took it as a name and it has kept in the knowing. Yes. Yes. By grace. By grace. Because this society will have us thinking that we have to earn, right? That's what capitalism teaches you. You got to earn. You got to be productive. You got to, make things happen. You have to do. Right? And yes, doing is necessary, but what's even more important than the doing is the identity of the person doing it. Am I doing it because I need it to prove something to me? Or am I doing it because I am in flow and it's just naturally what I'm led to do? Okay? Those are two very different life experiences. One is fulfilled and peaceful. One is suffering. One is unshakable in the face of stress and chaos. One gets sucked into the stress and chaos. Okay, you can't straddle the fence. You got to choose a side. I love you, Megan. You bless us. I love you too. Yes, God. So being willing to ask yourself the question, how is this serving me? And how can I be of service? How can I be of service, God? Okay, maybe Burger King is not it today. Maybe it's better for me to stay at home and cook with my children and teach them how to make my famous lasagna from scratch. Maybe that's the answer, right? Maybe it's not. Maybe we go to Chick-fil-A because mommy's tired and I don't feel like doing it. Get somebody else to do it. Do it through Chick-fil-A, God. Let Chick-fil-A be of service today. Yes, giving to get versus giving to serve. Exactly. Because you have to understand you're getting no matter what. You are always receiving. The question is, what are you receiving? Are you receiving the things that are in alignment with your desires? Are you receiving what is the product of your resistant energy, of your needy, desperate, having to have energy? At times we seek validity over integrity. Yes, exactly. And then the fruits of that, okay? Whatever circumstances you are experiencing in your life are the fruits of your energy and your focus and your attention. Okay, when you're giving your energy and your attention and your focus to a lot of nonsense and a lot of BS and a lot of violence and a lot of drama and cheaters and, you're watching people get killed and murder investigations, like, why would you want to fill your consciousness with that? Why? I don't understand it. Knowing what I know about energy and how it works and how we are constantly co-creating with God, I wouldn't dare give my attention and my energy to crime shows, to crime podcasts, to destitute and devastation content. I wouldn't do it. And it's not to bypass it and say that it doesn't exist. It's to say, you know what? God has given us an infinite grocery store of options. I'm going to go on the aisle that I want to continue to be on. I want to be on the aisle of love. I want to be on the aisle of kindness, of gentleness, of blessings, of miracles, of transformations, of prosperity. Okay? If I'm going to listen to anything, if I'm going to watch anything, I'm going to watch Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Okay? I'm going to immerse myself in the energy and the consciousness of what it is that I want to experience. And so if you're being drawn to those things, it's worth asking yourself the question, why? Why is this normal for my nervous system? Because your identity is rooted in your nervous system. Okay? Just because something is familiar and comfortable for you doesn't mean it's healthy. So this is the type of accountability and responsibility you have to be willing to take. You have to be willing to question yourself. Why am I doing this? Why am I drawn to this? Why do I continue to participate in this? Why do I continue to participate in relationships and connections that don't fulfill me, that make me continually question my worth and my value? Why? What is familiar about that to me? Is this what I want to be my set point? Or am I interested in evolving and growing and becoming the divine version of myself? Am I interested in perceiving myself the way God perceives me, which is already whole, perfect, worthy, and enough? Because once you start perceiving yourself as already whole, perfect, worthy, and enough, your actions begin to change. Your thoughts begin to change. Your perspectives begin to change. Your ability to recognize opportunities begins to change. Okay, but it all starts with the nervous system and the identity. It keeps freezing. Uh-oh. Freezing. Okay. I think, I don't know why Instagram freezes on me all the time. TikTok does not freeze on me. But we all die. We don't all get rich as famous. That's true. Exactly. So why not pay more attention to the living? Go to mass to get closer to God. People can find God is in everything. Okay. If you need to go to mass to find God, that's fine. If you need to go to church to find God, that's fine. If you need to go within yourself to find God, that's fine. But I'm going to tell you right now, God is within you. How did you get started on the mind shift change? Through a lot of trauma, through a lot of pain, through a lot of anything but this points. All right. It happened through pain and trauma. That's how it happened. It wasn't happy go lucky stuff. It was murder. It was death. It was loss. It was betrayal. It was inner conflict of continually trying to look for something outside of me that only I could give myself. Like I said, if you're interested in doing this work and walking on this path, I would love to support you inside the Quantum Prayer Circle. But how do you overcome the trauma? With you have to do the work. If you're interested in that, please feel free to hit me up. I do offer one-on-one sessions along with coaching containers. But you have to be willing to invest in yourself. You have to be willing to take the time, the energy, the resources. All right. So we'd love to have you in the Quantum Prayer Circle. We'd love to have you in Bali in October, 25% deposit down, no interest payments until August. There's still some early bird slots left. I'm jumping on my Quantum Prayer Circle call right now. This is what I love to do, y'all, is just support people and help people to transform their lives. I've always been this person. I used to do it for free. And then once I became more in alignment with my divine self, I understood, hey, this is a way that I'm of service to people. Let me be of service to people by offering this as a service. So this is a question for you to ask yourself. What gifts have always been inside of me? What would I do all day for free? And then learn how to offer that as service for an exchange. Okay, I'm in my group. So when people join, I'm going to have to jump off when my people start coming in my group. But also asking God, right? I'm not the source of anybody's supply. I am a channel that God comes through, right? I'm not saying that I'm the answer. I am just simply a channel. And you should be resonating and aligning with the channels that speak to you, okay, and that are pouring into you. All right, my people are joining the Quantum Prayer Circle. I love you all. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you soon. Peace. Admit all.